Thank you, Mr Speaker.
Member for Elizabeth will not interject, and he will refer to members by their electorate names when he is able to speak. Member for King.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. My question is to the Minister for Transport, Infrastructure and Local Government. Can the Minister update the House?
Order, order, order. Member for Raynell can leave for half an hour, and the member for Waite will be leaving shortly after. Yes, you. Member for Raynell will leave for half an hour. Thank you. Member for King.
Can the Minister update the House on the state government's increased funding for Oban Park and Rides, including the Golden Grove Park and Ride in the electorate of King?
Member for Playford. The member for Playford is warned.
Thank you, Mr Speaker, and I'd like to thank the member for King for that question, and do know very much her hard work in this area and advocating on behalf of her community. And whether it's Golden Grove Road, whether it's investigating the options in relation to extending Oban services to Golden Grove, we are investing and committing more into the north-east of South Australia, and more than that, actually delivering on our commitment of a Golden Grove Park and Ride as part of this budget. $18.5 million to deliver the park and ride that the Speaker so desperately has been badgering me for, as well as delivering a Golden Grove Park and Ride for the people of the member for King's community. This is an extremely important measure because we know it is such a good and growing population, and the Oban services are such an integral part of our public transport network that getting more people to be able to park their car and use those services getting into town does wonders for our traffic congestion. It also does wonders for helping to incentivise people to use public transport. Now, those opposite didn't think that the Golden Grove Park and Ride was a priority. They didn't think that the Paradise Park and Ride was a priority.
Outrageous.
But this government has made them a commitment, put the money on the table in the budget, $18.5 million to add to the $15 million that was already in the budget to deliver these projects. Now, I've been excited by some of the early works and discussions that have been had in relation to these projects and in relation to the timeline, and I look forward to seeing the Golden Grove Park and Ride completed as soon as possible. In fact, the suggestions are it's going to be delivered sooner than we thought, and I look forward to sharing that information with the people of South Australia and the people of the north-east, who want a government that's going to invest where it is needed. The area of Golden Grove and Greenwith and those surrounding suburbs have been expanding over time significantly. But what they've been let down with is a bus network that hasn't delivered for them. And it's why this park and ride at Golden Grove is so important, because it provides access for those commuters and gets them into town. And I look forward to also being able to share with the House more about our plans and our studies into the best way to extend Oban services out to Golden Grove. This is a fantastic and growing part of our state. It's one that's being very well served by a local member who is a fierce advocate for her community. And I look forward to delivering once again on one of the many election promises that the Marshall Liberal government took to the state election.
Order. Member for Giles.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. My